Hey everyone, welcome back to Life Learned Late, where powerful emotions meet timeless wisdom. Today's story is one that hits close to home for so many American families. It's about blood, sweat, betrayal, and the hard lessons we often learn too late in life. This is the story of the son who saved everything and lost his family. Music swells gently. Chapter 1. The American Dream in a Small Town. Back in 1992, in the quiet Midwestern town of Oak Ridge, Illinois, population just 18,000, a hardworking man named Robert Thompson took a big risk. With every penny he had saved from years of blue-collar jobs, he opened a small hardware store, Thompson's Hardware. Robert had two sons, Mike and Jake. Mike, the older son, was different from the start. By the time he was 14, he was already helping out after school, stocking shelves, talking to customers, learning how to order inventory. People in town would say, that kid is just like his old man, born to run this place. Jake, the younger brother, had other ideas. He loved sports, hanging out with friends, buying the latest sneakers, and always said the same thing. Dad, life is for enjoying. The business is yours. Robert loved both boys equally, but deep down, he knew Mike had the heart and the work ethic for the family business. When Mike graduated high school, he turned down college offers. Dad, I'm staying right here with you. I'm not leaving you to run this alone. That day, Robert had tears in his eyes. The years went by. The store grew slowly but steadily. Robert taught Mike everything: how to negotiate with suppliers, manage employees, keep the books tight, and most importantly, earn the trust of every customer who walked through the door. Then came 2008, the Great Recession. Businesses were closing left and right across America. Banks stopped lending. Families were losing jobs and homes. In Oak Ridge, several stores shut down for good. But Mike refused to let their family business die. He poured every dollar of his own savings, money he had set aside for college, straight back into the store. He stayed up late nights building an early online ordering system. He personally delivered orders in the old pickup truck. He begged employees to stay just a little longer, promising things would turn around. And somehow, they did. Robert would say with pride, Mike, you didn't just save the business. You saved our family's name and our reputation. Jake, he was still living the good life. New cars, parties, and zero interest in the store. His favorite line was always, recessions don't last forever, bro. Just enjoy it. Music shifts, becoming a little heavier. Chapter 2. The Promise and the Will. By 2017, Robert's health was failing. Heart problems. The doctors gave him the hard news. Time was short. Robert sat down with the family lawyer and wrote a clear will. It stated, the business would be jointly owned by both sons, but day-to-day operations and major decisions would stay with Mike because he had spent 25 years learning every part of it. Profits would be split 50-50. In any disagreement about the business, Mike would have the final say. Before he passed, Robert called both sons to his bedside. I know you two are different, but this store isn't just about money. It's about our family's hard work and our reputation. Mike, you've carried it on your shoulders. Jake, you're still part of it. Promise me you'll work together. Both sons promised. Robert died with peace in his heart. 6 months after the funeral, life moved on. Mike threw himself into growing the business. He installed a modern point-of-sale system, built a simple website, started advertising on local Facebook groups. Sales began to climb. Employees were happier, customers were coming back. Jake, however, grew resentful. He didn't want to work the long hours. He just wanted equal power and a bigger share of the money. You're controlling everything, Jake would complain. I deserve equal rights too. Mike always replied the same way. Then come in every day and learn the business with me. We can grow it together. But Jake wasn't interested in learning. He only wanted the rewards. Music turns tense. Chapter 3. The Silent Betrayal. What Mike didn't know was that Jake had started meeting secretly with the family lawyer. He convinced the lawyer to look for loopholes in the will. Quietly, Jake signed new documents that increased his control and weakened Mike's authority. Mike kept showing up at 6 a.m. every morning and working until 10 at night, completely unaware. Then, one afternoon, the phone rang. It was the bank. "Mr. Thompson, your brother has taken out a large loan against the business, $180,000. We need your confirmation." Mike was stunned. He called Jake immediately. "Yeah, I did it," Jake said casually. "I figured we should renovate the place, make it look fancy. Don't worry about it." Mike exploded. "You did this without telling me? The will says I have operational control." Jake laughed. "The will is old news, bro. My lawyer says I have majority decision rights now." A week later, Mike received a formal letter. He had been demoted to store manager with a fixed salary. Jake had named himself CEO. Mike sat in his truck that night, staring at the papers. 25 years of his life, every late night, every sacrifice during the recession, every relationship he built with customers was slipping away. He went home and told his wife through tears, "I did everything for this family, and now the family is taking it from me." Her wife hugged him and said softly, "Let it go, Mike. We'll start over. Our peace is worth more than that store." But letting go wasn't easy. The betrayal cut deep. Music becomes heavy and emotional. Chapter 4. The Fall of Everything They Built. Now fully in charge, Jake decided to turn the humble hardware store into something modern and luxurious. He added fancy lighting, expensive imported tools, and luxurious. He added fancy lighting, expensive imported tools, a little coffee corner, the kind of place that looked great on Instagram. He spent heavily on marketing, but he knew almost nothing about actually running the business. Payments to suppliers were late. Employee paychecks bounced or were delayed. Wrong orders went out. Bad reviews started piling up online. Mike tried to warn Jake while he was still there, but Jake pushed him out completely. In just 2 years, the store's reputation was ruined. Profits tanked. The debt kept growing. Jake borrowed even more money, convinced he could fix it by spending bigger. Meanwhile, Mike walked away and started his own small contracting company with nothing but his old pickup truck and his good name. He began doing repairs for local homeowners. Word spread quickly. If Mike says he'll do it, it gets done right and on time. His wife took a part-time job. They tightened their budget. They explained to their kids that Dad is building something new. Chapter 5. The Complete Collapse. By 2024, Jake's empire had crumbled. The bank sent foreclosure notices. The store was auctioned off. Employees quit. The building sat empty with a "for sale" sign out front. Jake called Mike one last time, his voice broken. "Bro, everything is gone. The business is finished. Come back. We can try to fix it together." Mike answered calmly, "Jake, I gave 25 years of my life to that store. You destroyed it in 4. I'm done. I'm building something for my own family now. You need to face what you did." Jake now works a regular warehouse job. His credit is ruined. His family relationships are shattered. He spends many nights regretting, "If only I had listened to Mike." Chapter 6. Mike's Quiet Redemption. Today, Mike's contracting company has 8 employees and a solid reputation across the county. People call him Reliable Mike. He comes home every evening to his wife and kids with pride. His wife often says, "We lost the store, but we gained our peace and our self-respect. That's worth more than any business." Mike sits with his children and teaches them, "Kids, family is important, but so is your self-respect. Never let anyone, even blood, take away your dignity or your hard work. Always protect what you build." Music slowly turns hopeful and uplifting. Chapter 7. The Life Lessons We Learn Too Late. Friends, this story carries hard truths that many Americans learn the painful way, often after it's too late. Here are the biggest lessons. Always protect your hard work legally. Even with family, get clear written agreements. A simple will isn't enough. Have proper business contracts, operating agreements, and documented roles. Verbal promises mean nothing when money and power are involved. Separate emotion from business. Love your family, but run the business professionally. Define roles clearly from the beginning. People can change when greed or power enters the picture. Someone who seems loyal today may act very differently when large sums of money are on the line. Always have a what-if plan. When everything falls apart, that's often when your real strength begins. Mike lost the business he helped build for decades, but he found the courage to start fresh and succeeded again. Self-respect is your most valuable asset. Never trade your dignity for money or family approval. Mike walked away with his head held high. Time is the greatest teacher and sometimes the greatest revenge. You don't need to fight back. Focus on rebuilding your own life. Karma has a way of balancing the scales. Teach your children the value of real effort. Don't just hand them money or opportunities. Teach them responsibility, work ethic, and boundaries. It's never too late to start over. Mike was in his 50s when he lost everything and still built something better. Age is not an excuse if you have determination. Pause. Warm, inspiring music. Final thought. In life, we often learn too late that relationships are built on respect and trust, not blood or money. If you're going through family business struggles, inheritance fights, or betrayal right now, know this: you are not alone. Protect yourself, keep your boundaries strong, and never stop believing you can write a new chapter. If this story touched you, drop a like, subscribe to Life Learned Late, and hit the bell so you never miss a new story full of real emotions and hard-earned wisdom. Share in the comments, have you or someone you know faced family betrayal in business? What lesson did it teach you? In the next video, we'll share another powerful story about a mother who gave everything to her children, only to receive the ultimate lesson in return. Until then, take care of yourselves, stay strong, and remember, life is learned late, but it's always better late than never.